The city lights blurred into a watercolor smear outside my window. Another late night, another deadline. Just me, the glow of the laptop, and the silence of my apartment. Then, a sudden jarring ring. My phone lit up the desk, a black screen with no caller ID. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. "Hello?" I said, my voice tired. A beat of silence, then a reply that made the hair on my arms stand up. "Hello," it said. My voice, exactly my voice. The same tired inflection, the same slight rasp. I hung up, my heart hammering against my ribs. A glitch? A weird prank? Seconds later, it rang again, same blocked number. My thumb hovered over the screen before I reluctantly answered. "Why did you hang up?" The voice was calm, conversational. It was me, the precise cadence, the way I breathed between words, even the faint hum of my laptop in the background. It was like listening to a recording of myself from a second ago. "Who is this?" I managed, my own voice a stranger in my throat. The line went dead. I stared at the phone, my reflection a pale, terrified mask on the dark screen. My fingers trembled as I checked my call log. Nothing. No record of any incoming calls for the past hour. It was impossible. I scrolled up and down, frantically refreshing. Empty. I tried calling my own number, hoping for a busy signal, some logical explanation. The screen simply read, "Line in use." How? How could my line be in use when I wasn't calling anyone? A cold dread, heavy and suffocating, began to settle in my gut. This wasn't a prank. Pranks have logic. This was something else entirely. Something wrong. The next night, I was a wreck. Every shadow seemed to move, every creak of the old building sounded like a footstep. I tried to distract myself, but my eyes kept darting to the phone sitting silently on the table. Then, at exactly 2:13 a.m., it rang. The same blocked number. I answered, my hand shaking. "You sound tired," the voice said, a hint of something like concern in its tone. My tone. "Don't stay up so late." A wave of nausea washed over me. "Who are you?" I whispered, the words barely audible. A short, dry chuckle on the other end. "You," it replied simply before hanging up. I had to prove I wasn't going crazy. The next time it called, I was ready. I hit record before answering. The conversation was short, the voice on the other end growing stronger, more confident, while mine was just a strained whisper. After it hung up, I played the recording back, my breath catching in my chest. All I could hear was my side of the conversation, my panicked questions, my pleas. The other voice was gone, replaced by a wall of crackling static. But as I strained my ears, listening closer, I could just make out something else buried in the noise. A faint, rhythmic sound, breathing. I had to tell someone. I called my best friend Mark and stumbled through the story, feeling more insane with every word. He laughed it off, of course. "Dude, it's a ghost prank app or something. Don't worry about it." He promised to call me back later to check in. That night, the call came again, right on schedule. I answered, my stomach in knots. "He thinks it's a joke," the voice said. And then I heard it. Another voice in the background on the other end of the line, faint but unmistakable. It was Mark, laughing. "Dude, it's a ghost prank app or something." The exact words he'd said to me hours earlier. The next morning I called Mark. He was confused. He'd fallen asleep early, he said. He never called me back. That was it. I couldn't take it anymore. I shut down the phone, pried the back off, and yanked out the SIM card. For good measure, I wrapped the phone in a towel and threw it in the bottom of my closet. I felt a sliver of relief, a fragile sense of control. I sat in the darkness, watching the clock. 2:12 a.m. Silence. 2:13 a.m. Silence. And then, a sound that froze the blood in my veins. A shrill, piercing ring from the living room. It was my old landline phone, a dusty relic I hadn't used in years. It had been disconnected for over a decade. But it was ringing. My legs felt like lead as I walked toward the sound. With a hand that felt like it belonged to someone else, I lifted the receiver. The static was louder on this old phone, harsher. "You're wasting time," the voice said, its tone now sharp, impatient. "I've already started." As it spoke, I heard a floorboard creak, Not from the phone, but from inside my apartment, from the hallway just outside the living room. I was alone. I was completely, utterly alone. But I heard the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps drawing closer. There was no escape. It wasn't in the phone, it was everywhere. It was in my home, it was in my head. I grabbed my phone from the closet, my hands fumbling to turn it back on. I had to leave a warning, a final message. I opened the voice recorder, my own voice, now a weak, breathy thing. If anyone finds this, don't answer unknown calls, don't talk to it. It's not a ghost, it's a replacement. I jammed the phone into my pocket and ran for the door, not daring to look back. As my hand closed around the doorknob, I felt a vibration. I pulled the phone out. The screen was lit up. An incoming call. And under the glowing green icon, a single name. Ryan. The next morning, the apartment was quiet. Sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. On the kitchen table, a cell phone lay face up, ringing incessantly. 2 police officers stood over it, their faces grim. Finally, one reached out and answered the call. A moment of static, and then a voice, clear and calm, filled the room. "Thanks for picking up," it said politely. "I've been waiting." The officer's eyes widened. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. The line stayed open, and as the screen cut to black, the sound of faint electric static slowly grew louder and louder, filling the silence.